You're watching EVH and Gear TV, brought to you by Stewart Travel Guitars. See the incredible stowaway travel guitar at stewartguitars.com. Microphones for EVH and Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones. And official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com. Here's your host from Ontario, Canada, EVH artist Eric Broadbent.
Hey everyone, happy Tuesday evening to you. Welcome to EVH and Gear TV. We are live. I've got the Les Paul back from nut surgery. It didn't take me as long to get the same procedure done when I went to the hospital. It's been gone for about a week, and I missed it to death. So we had a brand new nut, bone nut, kind of, for those of you offended by bone, all that kind of stuff. It's a brand new bone nut. It kind of cut, installed, and made to perfection by a great luthier here in the local area. And I missed it greatly. I was kind of... beside myself. I was playing a bunch of other guitars we have here in the studio, and just nothing felt the same as this guitar. This thing just came into my life at a point where I really needed it, and I'm so very, very happy to have it back. So let's say hi to a whole bunch of the friendly people that are here in the chat. Really, really excited. This is a very fun week. This is a NAMM week as well, too. Guitar Hack had a beautiful stream earlier this evening talking about his excitement going to NAMM, and he's going to have a great time. Lots of cool products to be unveiled at NAMM. Everyone's looking forward to that. It's a great buzz in the guitar community right now, and I'm just happy to have a few of you join me tonight and share some of the excitement with us. Everyone in the chat as well, too. Let's say hi to everyone. We've got Gary Tholander here. Quentin James is here. Nice to have you here, guys. Butterfly and Ladybug Show. Check that out. They're going to be live tomorrow morning around the 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time era. Or approximation, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Check out their channel. Just click on their links and go over and see them. Let me see here. Quentin, I guess people are talking about doing some rides and stuff like that. Quentin says, I don't do rides or heights. I get dizzy when I play really high notes on my guitar. I'm a person, when I go to amusement parks, I don't do the rides either. I'm usually the one holding all the souvenirs and stuff like that. I don't do it. Ladybug says, okay, have the nut joke started yet? Let's get rid of that tremolo. I'm in a good playing mood tonight. It's hotter than literally a volcano in here tonight, so that's a good thing. It might throw the guitar out of tune a little bit, but it makes me play much better when it's hotter. So let's have a good jam night tonight. And I'm hopefully if all goes well, you'll see that the Les Paul's brought the mojo back to me. I'm hoping so. I think so. I feel it so far so good. I miss this guitar. Brian Cote is down in Nashville right now. He sent me some really cool pictures with some custom shop Les Pauls. He's just happier than a pig in the mud right now. And the photo he sent me is just a grin from ear to ear. I know him and Guitar Hack are going to have a ball. And I'm so happy for both of them. Zach Thong is here. Scott Connors here. Brad Miller, good evening, everyone. I feel so much better now. Awesome. Dave Vars Guitars is here. And Dave, I did not get a chance to... I was on the road earlier this evening, but I know you had the unboxing. I know Nocturnal watched it, and I heard you had a mishap or something. I'm sorry to hear that things went awry for you. Let me see. Quentin says, nice looking nut, Eric, and I don't mean that in a Brokeback Mountain kind of way. I got you. Lars Guitar, Gussie Wells. Oh, this is great. Jason Wade's jumping in. Thanks so much, people, for popping by. Let me see if I missed anybody else. I'm going to continue scrolling down a lot of the familiar names and talking amongst one another, which is always awesome. Mitch Hammond is here. Nice to see you. Steve Freeman, yes. And actually, Steve is someone I really greatly respect in the music community, a producer, songwriter of many, many hits. He sent me a message tonight on Twitter and wants to connect with me on something, and I'm very equally excited to talk to him about that. So, Steve, thank you so very much for tuning in. Humbled to have you here, and I got your phone number, so I will either text you after the program tonight, and whatever it is you want to discuss, very much looking forward to it, because when it comes to you, I'm a big fan. So click the little dots if you're on a computer or on your mobile device. Click Steve Freeman's channel and go have a look at it. There's great reviews for everything from microphones to mixers to you name it. And you'll thank me later, I'm sure. R2R3 Locknut is here. Awesome. Okay, so we're relatively in tune. I don't want to bring out all the best of the notes first and foremost. And just, actually, there's so many exciting things right now. We're midweek July, it's middle of summer here, or start of summer, whatever you want to call it. Really enjoying so many things. We got our pool on the ground now, which is great. We haven't got Nocturnal Butterfly in there yet, but we're getting here and there soon. We got some good changes, big changes coming to the channel, and I won't elaborate too much. I'll just share some things that are kind of public knowledge. We're dropping our Rocking Dead show. We have 4 pieces of specialty content on the channel. We have EVH and Gear TV, which we're watching right now. We've got the Helix Hour, which is a Sunday presentation. We've got Kramer Corner, which is a Tuesday presentation, and Rocking Dead, which was a Monday presentation. And something has to suffer when you have so many different things, so many irons in the fire kind of deal. And if I can't dedicate my best to all of those, something has to be dropped. And as much as I'm a Walking Dead fan, I will be till the end of the series. The comics are done now. I had to drop it. And I had a couple really, really big guests in queue. I had Pollyanna McIntosh, who plays Jadis on The Walking Dead, the head of the garbage people, or the heapsters, as you want to call them. I had Sabrina Gennarino on. She was actually Jadis's right-hand lady on the show already. And it's one of the things where even with a great guest lined up, I could have done one or two more and, milked it for what it's worth. But I thought, no, we're just going to let it go. The content will remain, but we're just going to let that series go. And I'm sad to see it go, but it lets me focus on other things here as well too. Kramer Corner is going to get a much needed kick in the pants. We'll be working in some Gibson content, of course, now being the same family, of course, right? We'll be talking about long previous before the Gibson purchase. We'll be talking about, the history of Kramer all the way up to the new family as well too. Helix Hour is just a ship that runs really, really, really smooth right now. I'm very, very proud of that show. We're just about ready to wrap up our third season. We have a phenomenal guest this Sunday, Phil Walker from overseas. He runs a great program called The History of the Guitar Hero, and it's a big theatrical production where he and his entourage and band members cover everybody from Chuck Berry to Deep Purple, Richie Blackmore, and Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler, Jimi Hendrix. I mean, you name it, Pink Floyd. And I know Dave R's Guitars. Dave, you're a big Pink Floyd fan. Take a look at those video links I posted today. When you hear him do Comfortably Numb and Another Brick in the Wall, I think it is. Oh, my God. So Phil's going to be giving us a free preset this weekend as well, too, written strictly for Helix R fans. And then we've got some big changes coming on. The only thing that's slowing it down right now is what you see here, what the camera sees. That is the only thing that's delayed. Everything else, every other duck is sitting in a row. It's beautiful. It's like everything is done other than this. So Nocturnal Butterfly and I are going to be working as soon as we get 1 week straight without any shows. We might have to take a week off, or we're going to redo the studio. When we come back live, you're going to see a completely new look. Everything is going to be new, and it's going to be really, really cool. The doors, instead of being like this, are going to be wide open. What we can do on the channel, we're greatly looking forward to that. I've got incredible support here at home, and that is why these things continue to go. And we're a big YouTube family, and you're all part of that. So I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I just saw I saw a tag. That's a good thing. If you want to tag me, I know it's hard if you're on a mobile device. Mitch Hammond says, I hear that Maggie May coming back. Lauren Cohen, yes, they're going to be probably working her in. And I'm kind of mixed feelings on that. I kind of lost interest in her character. And Michonne Denai Guerrera, she's going to be exiting. That's public knowledge. That's not a spoiler. She's going to be exiting. And I saw a first still image today from the show from season 10, and it's badass. She's got her katana out, and there's fire everywhere with a bunch of walker zombie corpses on the ground. And that's one of the things that the showrunner Angela Kang has talked about. Think about this for a second. I'm not going to go down the deep rabbit hole of Walking Dead, but think about things in the apocalypse that we take for granted today. If there's a forest fire today or a fire in the city, we have our fire teams to take care of that. We have fire trucks. We have power, hoses with pumps and stuff like that to put out the fire. Helicopters that can fly over and drop water. Imagine an apocalypse. So it's a very fiery scene, and they're talking about doing things in the show that everyday people like us. Okay, the police will take care of it. The fire people will take care of it. What do you do in the apocalypse, right? So that's a bigger threat. That's going to be really, really cool. And who knows where that show's going to go. I give it maybe 2 more years as far as my investment in it. And we'll see. And, of course, we've got the Rick Grimes movies coming out as well, too. So maybe what I might do just for fun as a send-off, maybe I'll do one more Walking Dead, kind of a thank you to the people that, participated and actually accepted the content on the channel, because it was a real far left field for me when I'm talking all about guitar stuff and I start talking about Walking Dead. But I did make some new friends out of it, and that alone was worth it for me. I made some really, really cool friends that I would have never probably met had it not been for that show. And I'm just getting some messages from my production queen, Nocturnal Butterfly, and yeah, I'm trying to keep up with it. The chat's going crazy. Sean Pierce Johnson is here. Let me see here. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Gary Tholander, we call it God's waiting room. Okay, there's conversations amongst yourself, and that's great. You know what? You guys do much better conversing with yourself than I do with you, so have fun with that. Okay, so let's look. We're going to try to pace ourselves a little bit. So the Gibson Les Paul is back. Let's jump over to the other screen. And I've already got my next plan. I'm going to get a Les Paul custom, ebony fretboard, white. and we're not talking Epiphone, we're talking full-blown Gibson. And I love Epiphone stuff too, don't get me wrong. We got a beautiful, you've seen me play it over here, Junior's Epiphone SG Pro. Love that guitar. But next Gibson coming into the family will be the Les Paul Custom Ebony, white body, gold hardware. And I know Guitar Hack always laughs at me when I say gold hardware, but gold hardware on that Les Paul is just, I don't like gold hardware. I really don't. But on that guitar, it's majestic. So that is going to be the next one. And then who knows, but the bug is here. So yeah, I can see lots of Les Paul on this channel. Okay, so let's find something else. I want to kind of keep it I want to try to build a little tiny bit. So how about we play a song here? I saw a funny post on Facebook today from a friend. It said, remember the in Super Mario Brothers 3, the sun is trying to kill you. You see that evil sun? That is today. And that's what we're going to be having a lot more in the coming future here. The sun is trying to kill us. So this is a song about the sun. And it's always like, you go out there in the sun and you're, kind of miserable in the house, whatever. And you get outside in that sunshine and it feels really, really, really good. So when this song was written, it was kind of along that lines. It was like basically, how do you feel when you're in the sun? And hopefully this will kind of really, really simple, cheesy guitar stuff, like... It doesn't have to be always fancy stuff, right? It's all about the song. And this record was more about songwriting than it was guitar stuff. So let's have some fun within the sun, and we'll go from there. We'll build up the pacing a little bit. All right, thanks so much.
Until no light.
Awesome. And speaking of Guitar Hack, I see Guitar Hack is here. Nice to see you, buddy. Great show earlier. That was phenomenal. You had a great audience. Paul Theriault is here. Charles Green is here. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Gussie Wells, I'm not sure if I mentioned your name already. Fred Siegel is here. Rock 5150. Nice to have you. Thank you so very much. And I was going to say something else. Oh, yeah. Friday night. I'm really surprised I didn't mention this. So Friday night's EVH and Gear TV show this Friday is going to be dedicated to something special. I can't say what it is. It's not a guest. It's something you haven't seen yet. And I can't give any jokes or hints, blah, 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 because I just can't. I'm signed to say nothing. But you're going to want to check this out Friday night. Going to be unveiling something new. Going to be really exciting. And that's all I can say. But tune in Friday night for a live demo. It's going to be very awesome. Gary Thornder, by the way, I figured out the problem with the Kramer popping the low E string. There was a burr on the saddle. Okay, that is a very common thing. And I think you might have emailed me on that one. And if I hadn't replied to that one, I greatly apologize. I do get a lot of correspondence during the day via various networks, email, Facebook, YouTube, things like that. And I do seem to recall something like that. So I'm glad you figured out that it's the number one cause for breaking at the saddle is a burr. And what I used to do back in the old day, I'm still not a luthier and never will be, but I would take like an emery board, like the ladies use for the fingernails, and some guys as well too. I could probably use one. I got really bad nails. Just an emery board, and I would, because it's a very fine sandpaper, and I would file that at the saddle just to take away any rough edge. And that is a great lifesaver. Now, I don't want to be responsible if I wreck your guitars by saying that, but it always worked for me. Best bet, if you don't know what you're doing, like in most cases, I don't take it to a pro and have them do it. That's why I took the guitar and have the nut replaced. It's something I wasn't going to do because these things are sealed so tight as well too. They have to be scribed and cut and sometimes chipped away. You can break the headstock. And I mean, when I just got my Gibson, a week and a half ago, I did not want to break my headstock, so I took it to a pro. It can be costly, but at the same time, it's a lot less costly than having guitar being scrapped. Oh, good. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. Scott F. is here saying good evening, everyone. And I'm seeing Ladybug saying, are you pregnant, Nocturnal Butterfly? And I'm not sure. I must have missed something there. But as I did mention earlier, we talked about the Gibson Les Paul having that surgery. I've had some similar surgery. So if she's pregnant, we need to talk. Chicken Guitars is here. Thank you so very much, Damn Taco Lover. We're working our way up here and trying to make these tunes a little bit more better and better as we go up here. Get a quick beverage. No, I'm not going to shave off my mustache again, Scott F., but it is driving me crazy. It's back again in its full force, and it's driving me crazy. But I gotta keep the stash on, because guess who's coming on the show in late August, early September? None other than Harry Shearer, Derek Smalls himself, who a lot of people compare me to. I love the guy. He's going to be on the show. Spinal Tap gets ready to do their massive promo blitz. Harry Shearer will be here on the show, so we're going to have great fun with him. So I can't be mustache-less with when Harry Shearer is on the show. And by that time, I'm sure, because I'm not Shearer, I'm sure by that time the new rollout of everything that we just talked about earlier is going to be taking place. So maybe that might even be the kickoff. Couldn't ask for a better time to do than having Derek Smalls, Big Bottom, the bassist extraordinaire from one of the best documentaries out there. Okay, you know what we're going to do? Let's drop this down to D. Where'd my volume's off. Okay, we're close. All right, we're going to play some silence for you. Here it comes. I'm missing some great stuff in the chat. I know it is. Here we go.
I've had all I can handle. Way up high on the mantle. Have been seen enough to never seem to feel what's come to be.
For us to accept these political claims that have come to blind. Something you can't see. The
So I actually threw the guitar out of tune there. It looked pretty bad there. The low E string went down really, really bad. So the nice thing is I popped into Helix tuner mode, went into strobe. You can see the Helix rack behind me, I think. There she is right there. Strobe mode. Oh, man, I tell you, I love the strobe tuner on that thing. You can probably, can we see it? Bring my volume up. I know it's going to be hard for you to read, but you can at least see the strobe coming on. You can see that thing across the room. Really, really cool. And that G string is out of tune. Let's fix that right now while we're here because we're going to keep this going. I think I'll keep it down in D. And we're going to play Runaway, which is a really fun locomotive kind of song. All right, let's fix that. I want to throw some D'Addario NYXLs on here right away. There's some D'Addario strings on here, but I want my NYXLs on here. Got one pack left, and it's got Les Paul's name on it. Okay, we're close. We're close enough. Okay, this is one of my favorite songs to play. Runaway from the 5210 album. And you'll see me smile. Where am I looking at? Wrong camera. Okay, this camera. Let's go to the other camera. There we go. There we go. Gotcha. Okay, if I hit these harmonics, the Zakk Wylde harmonics and squeals, I smile like a little kid. Like I was talking about Brian Cote, the photo he sent me, like a grin, perma-grin from ear to ear. If I hit my harmonics in here, I will be very, very... you'll see it. Guitar players, you know what I'm talking about. Chris Link is in the show. I don't think I said hi to Chris. Hello, Chris. James Severn is here. Thank you so very, very much. Pete Hickson is here. Rock5150. I think I said hello to you. Big Keg. Hello, my friend from Australia. Nice to have you here. Honored to have you here. Oh, this is really cool. And you have people talking about the Gibson shredding and stuff like that. Even Eric Jr. has said, Dad, that guitar really suits you. And there's something about it. And I mean, I am going to give credit to where credit is due. Guitar Hack said something very nice, on a show earlier tonight. He goes, if I had anything to do with you getting a Gibson, I'd be honored, blah, 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 blah. And he did. Both Guitar Hack and Brian Cote, of course, were an inspiration. Dave Reese, an inspiration. I mean, a lot of people in the community are playing Gibson guitars. And I've always said, I mean, you can go back on my videos, and you can look anywhere in my videos. You'd have to search, but it's there. And I'm not going to direct you to which one, unless you want to go watch all my videos. But I've said a guitar player in their lifetime needs to own a Gibson Les Paul. I think you need to own a Strat. I think you need to own a Tele. I'm not going to necessarily go on a limb and say you need to have a Gibson Flying V or a Flying V. It could be anybody's guitar. I'm not just saying Gibson. But a Les Paul needs to be in your life. Whether you have it, you get rid of it, blah, blah, blah. You need to experience it. And there was going to be a time when there would be a Gibson coming into my life. And it did now, and especially now, too, that I'm going to be, I am on the Kramer roster as well. It helps tremendously as well, too. Paul Lou is asking, what string gauge do I use? I use 9 to 42, even on a guitar like this, 9 to 42. My brand of choice is the NYXLs from D'Addario, and I love them. They take a beating. This one has the traditional D'Addario 9 to 42, but there is a difference between the traditionals and the NYXLs. The NYXLs last for like ever. Just absolutely incredible. So there you go, Paul. And also a big thank you to Guitar Hack, Brian Cote, and people like that as well too that give me the inspiration. And I think both Guitar Hack and Brian Cote were surprised when they saw me at Cosmo Music in Toronto. We got to hang out together for the entire day, and they were putting guitar after guitar after guitar in my hands. Try this one, Eric. Try this one, Eric. Try this one. And we were all trying guitars, and I played a Les Paul. Was it a Les Paul Classic? I think it was Guitar Hack. He can tell me. I think it was a gold top one. I think it was a classic. He'll comment for sure. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And this one, when this one came into my life, it changed things. It really did. It's a connection. It's a real connection. I'm not saying that I'm never going to play any of my other guitars, but the other guitars are going to have to really fight to get my attention. I'll just say that. All right, so way long, talking too long. Let's watch for the harmonics. Okay, we got to get those harmonics, and we got to get the... Okay, we'll do our best. Here it goes. Here's Runaway. There we go. I think I threw myself a little bit out of tune. Like when I say it's hot in here, it's very, very hot. I have a fan running over here right now, and I'm just bending these strings out of tune like crazy. So I'm just going to double check tuning again for a second. Let's jump back over here to this screen. You can probably see the tuner, not that it really matters. Not too bad. I noticed the harmonic sounded a little flat, and that's very important in that song. Oh yeah, there we go. That's why that sounded bad. That G string was out. Oh, there we go. We're good. A little tip I used to always give my singer too, because my singer in the band, he was a rhythm guitar player. He played a Les Paul Studio, and I've never owned a Gibson until now. But one of the things I would always tell him, instead of, loosening the tension of your string, if you're sharp, whatever, loosening it and then bringing it back up or whatever, if you're sharp and you want to go back flat, instead of winding it backwards, I would always tell him to pull his string out of tune, literally pull the string out of tune and always wind up to the pitch. I don't know a lot about Gibsons, but anything like that style of guitar, by pulling it out of tune and bringing it back up to pitch with the proper tension on the tuning key, it works a milestone. I do that a lot with this guitar and other guitars I have that are non-locking. Okay, so you know what? We'll stay down here in drop D. Okay, we're gonna play a song called "Freaking Out." But before we do that, I've got a couple good questions. Love that wah tone. Thank you, Paul. That's the Chrome Custom, wah. I'm using that for a slash preset that I'm working on right now. Let me see here. There was a question and I missed it. Paul Theriault, Eric, is that the Helix wah? Yes, it is. I've been having a super hard time with the high-end frequencies distorting on the Helix wahs. Yeah, just Chrome Custom with zero tweaking to that one. The only thing I've done to it was to tell it I'm using my Mission Engineering expression pedal for that to trigger it. I have mine set to be, within 3 milliseconds, 300 milliseconds, I should say, not 3 milliseconds, 300 milliseconds. That if I don't touch the pedal, it will auto disengage, and I have it set at about 5%. So as soon as I bring my foot back and there's less than 5% of wah, it'll shut itself off, which is very, very cool. There you go. Quentin says, just don't play the G string. And that's the problem before, too, right? I had a buzzing G string, and a lot of people thought I was making a joke about it. Yeah, I got a buzzing G string. Haha, I'm here till Tuesday, try the chicken, right? But no, I had a buzzing G string that was clean, was just driving me crazy because the owner of this guitar before just played it to death and wore out the nut, and there's nothing left to it. So the G string was buzzing like mad. If I was playing really, really dirty, you might not hear it as much. It gets masked. But so now I'm finding I'm pulling the G string out a little bit out of tune. I probably could easily go with 10 gauge strings on here. It'd probably do a bit better for the tuning stability. But I like my 9s. Seventh Son is here. Let me see here. And no problem. Okay, so let's continue on here. I'll play a song called, I said Freaking Out, right? Go back to the Silence record. And I'll play till I run out of songs here. And I do encourage you, in case you're just tuning in now, I do encourage you to tune in Friday night. It's going to be something very, very cool. Brand new. It's going to be awesome. That's all I can say. I'm not even allowed to guess or even make little hints at it.
Close your eyes and
That's a fun one to play. That could be played in normal tuning as well too. It's just fun to have the chunk. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go back and we're gonna play a song I mentioned a while back on one of my last live streams with this streams, not strings. Got strings on the brain tonight. I talked about my mom's birthday was July 5th. She's passed away now, but she's someone that was very, very influential. Actually, but she was the reason why I picked up a guitar. She encouraged me to play all that good stuff. She's no longer with us, but doesn't mean that I can't play a song for her. So I'm going to play that one. It's kind of in the same, well, it's a softer song. It's a kind of a nice, pretty song as well, too, to see how we're doing on tuning here. That works. Okay, this is a song called Shirley, for my mother, Shirley. Zach Thong has taken off, says later, Eric. No problem. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. Poo Ninja's taken off as well, too. Okay, so here's a song called Shirley. Give it a try. And a lot of people tend, some of the feedback I get on this song, they like the octave chords that I use in this song. So we'll see what you think of that, all right? Give it a try.
Okay, are you ready yet?
Totally butchered the ending. It's okay. It's, you know what it is. My mom's laughing, but she's actually enjoying the song. I'm sure she is. Okay, so here's a song called Shirley. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's called Untitled Chapter. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote about 10 years ago. It's a song that I wrote Something like that. I totally forgot that riff. But that's a fun song. It's a fun song. And thank you for being so patient with me. Those octaves. You know, I could blame it on the Les Paul, saying, you know, I wrote that on a Stratocaster style guitar, you know, S-type, whatever. I'm just going to accept the fault. I made a mistake, a couple mistakes, but they're my songs. And you know what? If you make mistakes on your own songs, actually, if you make mistakes on any song, it's okay. Learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. Okay, let me see if I can. I'm not sure about the tuning on this one. So deep. I got to double check. There's one song in here that we're down a full step on. And let me see here. I think I can play this one. Let's find out. I want to check the tuning because I forget. Okay, here we go. This is good. This was my tribute to Slow Hand, Eric Clapton. Doesn't do it anywhere near justice, but let's give this a try, okay? Here goes.
Stuck in a way, nothing seems to fill this place for me. Out of the way, I'm lost again, but it's only time to reach out, and I'll ask you, can't you speak out and tell me once again you're sorry? So deep, this can't be. So deep, why don't you see? I'm missing reach my hand, leading lies of another bitter man. You could know, so damn tough, but yet so weak. I know it's just an addict trying to get your happy ever after. Sorry, so deep, this can't be. So deep, why don't you see? I'm missing and I'll ask you, can't you speak out and tell me once again you're sorry? So deep, this can't be. So deep, why don't you see? I'm missing
All right, I know one here that Brad Miller is going to enjoy. I'm going to jump over here to something more recent. We're going to play this one here. I know he always likes this one. Here we go. I love this song. So, the moral of this song is never let your life pass you by. That's the title of the song as well, too, Pass You By. Whether you're an aging, senior in your 80s and 90s and, whatever, or you're a young lad or, a young person out there or someone of our middle age, right? You can always celebrate what you've done in life, what you've accomplished, but just don't never let your life pass you by. Don't blink for a moment. Always be happy for what you have. Never be looking for things that you wish you had. Just be satisfied with what you have. And this song is kind of all about that. And kind of feel the song with me. There's a couple parts, and there's one little solo in the middle of this song is my favorite part. And you tell me when you hear this. Listen for that part right there. There's little counter melodies with the vocal, with the singer, and it puts me in a really special place when I hear this song, and especially when I play this song. So let's give it a try, and then we'll rock it up a little bit more from here. And I feel this can be a fun one after this one. I won't say right now because I don't want to take away from what this song means, what I'm about to say after this, because we got to separate these two worlds here. Jason Waite says, always great stuff. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But thank you, Brad Miller. This one's for you. I'll dedicate this one to you. Awesome. Here we go.
Go.
I'll show you for guitar players a little trick I was doing there. I'm sure a lot of people were observant and saw what I was doing there. When I recorded that song, I was using I think it was a Stratocaster, USA Stratocaster. I'm pretty sure on that one. And for the clean parts, well, there's two clean parts. I was in the second position on a 5-way position on a Strat, and I was giving that honky, right? And then when I go to this part, it got much brighter. So watch how I pick this. If you notice, I was picking like deliberately over the neck of the guitar to give that second position on a Stratocaster kind of things. And I could easily change pickups on the Les Paul, but I can do that without even having to move. I could really have one pickup on this guitar and do what I wanted to. So picking that over the neck of the guitar. Then when I get to the brighter part, I jump on the dirty. But just depending on where you pick, I like that a lot. And I use my baby finger sometimes just to kind of hold the neck, just kind of gives me as a kind of a guide. Doesn't it sound nice? I mean, you could really exaggerate it by going on the neck pickup on a Les Paul too, but... depending on where you pick, right? All kinds of fun stuff. And guitar, Griffin Guitar says, can you use your Helix for vocals and guitar at the same time? Yes, you can. Matter of fact, you could actually run 4 separate paths at a time. A good friend of mine in the guitar community, in the Helix community, Steve Sterlacci, he plays guitar in his wife's band, Jessica Lynn. And they're over on tour and over in Germany and places right now. They actually, Steve is, the lead guitar player in the band. He runs his Telecaster through that to a certain, rig that he runs, and he runs his wife's acoustic guitar through there as well too. So there's two real instruments coming through and going out. But yes, you can run vocal as well too. You just have to create yourself a path for whichever instrument you want to use, and you can put special effects on your vocals. So I mean, even if you're just a singer and not a guitar player or a bass player, or whatever, and you want to use Helix or Stomp or things like, well, more so Helix, you can actually have all kinds of crazy effects, long delays, and pitch changes, and phasing and flanging, and all kinds of crazy stuff right at your feet to control that stuff. Oh, there you go. Brad says he had to grab his PRS since it was tuned down a half step. Very, very nice. Okay, I probably only have a few different tunes left here. Let's see, we got. So here's. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep that positive, nice little happy pass you by song, and because what we're about to go into now. This is one of the more requested songs here. This one is called the Stripper Song. That's what it's themed as. It's actually not called the Stripper Song. It's actually called Fantasy. So believe it or not, there's actually, people that don't know this, I've probably never done it on here, there's an intro that goes to the song. It's called F-Bomb, and it's actually the precursor to the song. So I'm just going to play this for you. And I could probably, I think I've maybe played this on the show once, and I'll see if I can remember. Oh. Let's see how close I am. Okay, it's been a long time. But here's the actual song, F-Bomb, which will lead us right into Fantasy. So this is probably new to some of you. unnecessary wanking. Wah. Of course, that leads right into the next song. I'll get it cued. So I'm not sure if you noticed, and you probably didn't notice because you don't see my feet down here, but I have not changed presets all night long. I've been using one preset all night long, and as much as everyone would like to say, you know, I'm pimping out my stuff, I'm not pimping out my stuff. This is a free preset. It's available on Line 6 Custom Tone. It's called Eric Triple. But before you download it, I've made some improvements to it. I've big improvements to it since the time that I first created this preset. I used to have a free open source, whatever you want to call them. I don't want to say open source. It's not open source, but a free impulse response. And I've gone away from impulse responses. I've gone back to stock cabs. So I've replaced a lot of different settings in here. I'm actually using a different amplifier now. I was using the Placator at one time for my dirty. Now I'm using a good old JCM 800, the equivalent that's inside of Helix. and I'm using a nice 4x12 with vintage, 20 watt speakers, that kind of stuff. And the clean, of course, is the Roland Jazz Chorus, or Jazz Rivet, as Line 6 calls it. It's got beautiful, beautiful clean. So I'm gonna be. I just got a text message from Billy Sheehan. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked here for a second. So we've got Helix Hour this weekend, right? Of course. So episode 12. Episode 13 is the final Helix Hour show for season 3. Not final show. Final for season 3. Billy Sheehan is my guest. Thank you, Billy. I just got a text message from Billy Sheehan. That's okay. We're good. We're back to normal here. All right. Regrouped. Billy Sheehan's back again for his 3rd appearance on the channel. Very, very happy. Oh, man. This is good. It's all because of you guys and girls. You make a platform and an audience that people enjoy being a part of. And oh my God, I'm okay. I don't usually get fanboy out here too much. I'm just in a good mood tonight. What have I got left for you? I gotta recover, right? There you go, Nocturnal. She knows when I'm in a good mood. I'm playing that. All right, what do we got left for you? What's up, Doc? All right. You know what? Let's have some fun for a second. Some creative liberty here. One of my songs, "Dreams," from back in the day, 1980s. Never finished. It's coming. Show you how that used to I had 2 dirty parts that would follow that, and here's what it was back in like 1986. Change it. Sure, it's wrong. Damn it. Totally stuck in the 80s, and I will be there for a long time. Here's another one, and this one is called No More Running, right? So no more running away from your fears or things or bills or boogie people, right? Don't want to be sexist, boogie people. So this one goes like this. some Alex Lifeson chords coming up. All right, here we go. What do we got for you? How about some LG? That was fun. That was fun. See what you guys and both the combination of that and Billy Sheehan at the same time did for the Mojo. I think it really did it. I'm going to do one more song for you. I'm going to actually put the Les Paul down. Let's put mute on the Helix channel for a second. Pull out the wireless. And I don't know if Jason Wade is still here. I know he's probably taken off, and that is totally cool. But this is a song that he always would request from me to play. And it's a tricky song. And again, it's a song I wrote in the 80s. Actually, no, sorry. I wrote it in 1990. 1990, I wrote it for a guitar contest that I went in Canada. It was Guitar Wars national contest, and one of the prizes was some studio time and a guitar, a beautiful, beautiful Yamaha Pacifica guitar. and this song got me into it, and was performing the song live on stage in Hamilton, Ontario, Cops Coliseum of all places. It was pretty darn cool. I ended up winning the contest, won the guitar and this other stuff. So very, very cool. The song is called The Power. I'm going to have to just put my headphones down for a brief moment, okay? And I'll grab I'm going to grab a guitar that's tuned to E standard and plug in with my Variax. You know what? Actually, I don't even really need my Variax cable. I'll use the wireless for this as well too, because if I go back to this main screen for a second here, and we'll be wrapping up after this. So you can see I've got a Variax guitar there. That's what I'm going to be grabbing. Looks right there. And I've got another Variax over here, right there, and it's connected with the Variax cable. So I'm just going to use, I don't need any special kind of fancy computer stuff, so I'm just going to use wireless on this one here. So let me grab that. Bear with me for a second. It's hot in here. And I haven't checked my tuning on this one, but I'm almost positive. I think we're pretty darn close. All right. This is a song called The Power. And when I wrote this song, keep in mind, this is the very very end of the 80s, 89, 90 when I started writing this. Ooh, I got to be careful. I just started, I hit my keyboard and I put like a whole bunch of Zs and an X, and I almost texted Billy Sheehan back. I have to click off his name. Okay, and Jason is still here. I almost sent a crazy gobbledygook to Billy Sheehan. He would have thought I was crazy and said, maybe I shouldn't do that show again. I bumped the keyboard literally with my guitar. Oh, boy. Almost embarrassing. I'd rather text that to Sandra Lee, because she's used to crazy texts from me, whether it be voice to text or whatever that stuff is. We might be in tune. Let's just double-check it for safety. And so Jason is here. And the song The Power, I put everything, including the kitchen sink, into this song. Wow, we're almost there. I figured we would be. We're almost there. That's those NYXLs, man. All right. Okay, Helix back on. Okay, let's do a level check on this one. This will be our last song for the evening, okay? I really appreciate everyone tuning in. So if you're going to be jumping out of here after this song, which obviously because we're jumping out of here, come back Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Something new and exciting. It's going to be a demo, live demo. And very, very cool. That's all I can say. All right, so let's see what we have here for... here we go. I just want to get this is a level check. That's all this is. Okay, that's going to work. Let's switch cameras here for a second. And earlier you probably heard me playing something similar like the Joe Satriani Midnight, whatever, you know, this kind of thing, right? So that inspired me to write this part. There's a part in the middle of the song that goes like this. Whoop. And then I go, oh, sorry. No, that's right. Something like that. So there we go. Not too bad. I'm kind of loving it because I'm on the spot right now, but it's really nice. I like that. Maybe in a neck pickup. You need it in between. You need that Stratocaster kind of tone. Totally different from there. Okay, let's try it. So here comes The Power. This one's for Jason Wade and for all the other people that enjoy rock guitar. Godspeed. I will come back and say goodbye after this. Not too bad. I can live with that one. I can live with that. That's a lot of fun. I really love that. I love the squills. Of course, you gotta do some fancy stuff too. Lost a pick. You know what? See if there's one last one. Is there anything else I can do in here? Okay, you know what? Someone said earlier, I forget, someone said, they commented about Pass You By. And they said if this was done with a stronger vocalist, right? And I agree with that. And no disrespect to the one singer we had in the band. It was just a different singer. He had a different range, just like David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, right? Different ranges. So because I have this guitar in standard tuning, I'm going to play you a different version of Pass You By. And this was the version that was in the movie called A Case of Deceit, a very, very cool cop drama movie. Our band had 2 songs featured in it. They told us we were going to have 2 songs featured in it. Loaded Gun was in there, and it was in a cool scene in a bar where they're sitting down talking amongst one another. You're hearing our song on the radio in the background. And as the movie was about to finish, you know, the band was invited down to Toronto. We had the VIP treatment, all that kind of stuff, red carpet, the whole deal, getting to watch the movie with our song in it. And I'm looking over at the band members. I'm thinking, well, I guess we don't get our second song in the movie. Like, the movie was just about done. Going towards the end credits, you could feel the credits building up. And like, okay, it's about to go to the end scene. And I was like, okay, well, we can't be too choosy, right? We were told we're going to have 2 songs in the movie. We had one. Also goes to the end credits. And the minute the credits start rolling, Pass You By comes in. I was like, oh, my God. It was the coolest moment. You know, just it really, really was. So we're going to play that in a which half a step up in difference. You guys and girls, tell me what you think of this. And you know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm not going to do my little trick I did earlier. I'm doing it. I've got basically a 5-way switch on here, so I'm going to do the old-fashioned way. Here comes Pass You By in a much higher key, well, considerably higher key, and there's a different dynamic. So here we go. And this singer was great. Here we go.
Come on,
And there you go. I'm going to let all you guys and girls go. Thank you so very, very, very much for jumping in. I had a lot of fun. And someone asked, I think it was Ricky Mees, asked if this was a new guitar. No, this is my Line 6 Variax JTV 89F with the Floyd Rose on it. A very, very cool guitar. I love this thing to death. And I keep the Variaxes tuned to 440 because I can tune these things to just about anything. I don't have a battery in the guitar right now, and I'm not plugged in via my VDI cable, so I can't do any of the different tunings. But yeah, listen, I want you also to recommend checking out the Ladybug and Butterfly show, Butterfly and Ladybug show. I always forget what, but check them out tomorrow around 10 o'clock Eastern, and it would be, I guess, 7 p.m. Pacific, is that right? 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. I can't do the math. But they're going to be live again tomorrow, and again, live on Friday as well, too. So click on their name and jump over and watch a really fun, listen to a fun show. It's usually, there's no use of cameras involved. And it's like listening to an old party line back in the day, listening to two little ladies chatting about gossip, and it's all kinds of fun stuff. So a lot of nice compliments here. I appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much. Scott Connor, great playing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate this, everybody. All the Dave R's guitars and Brad Miller. I appreciate that so much. Come in and hang out again Friday night for a live look at something really awesome. Really, really awesome. It is NAMM week. And also Sunday we're live over on the Helix Hour, 3 p.m. Eastern for the Helix Hour Plus. It's a 90-minute presentation now, 12 p.m. Pacific. And we've got Phil Walker from the History of Guitar Heroes, a presentation over in the UK, a phenomenal theatrical presentation of covering all of your Guitar Heroes genres of stuff, everybody, like I mentioned earlier. And I know Dave R is going to love that because there's some Pink Floyd, and he does Pink Floyd. The tone he has is to die for. And maybe we'll get one of his Pink Floyd presets, who knows. But that's going to be going on. And, of course, we've got a text message right in the middle of the presentation tonight from Billy Sheehan. Billy Sheehan will be my distinguished guest for the season finale of the Helix Hour. I just got to make sure that it should be the following Sunday, just checking with his schedule. He plays in so many bands. You know, he's obviously in Sons of Apollo, Winery Dogs, which is busy right now as well, too. And he's a session player. He's active. And so, yeah, I've got a message from him tonight right in the middle of the program, so we'll just find out what day that is. I'm hoping it'll be the following Sunday. A couple other guests coming up over on EVH side of things as well, too. It should be, this was been one that had to be bumped to work on schedules. Coming up in the next couple weeks, I'll confirm this right away. We've got Alex Skolnick coming on the Friday night show, and we've got Todd Kearns coming up, I believe, August 2nd. I have to double-check that. Bassist for the Canadian band Toque. Of course, he plays with Slash. And Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, a phenomenal musician. He's a good guitar player as well, too. He's coming on the show, and many, many more guests. Kramer Corner is going to get that much-deserved kick in the butt. Lots of fun, and all thanks to you guys and girls for the support that you show here. You create the audience. You make people want to come and watch these things. And it's like the old, when I was a kid, you know, one of the things I learned about marketing, I learned living on a farm. We had a fruit stand out the road. My mom and dad would say I could sell the vegetables and fruit from our gardens and our trees. You know, I would get a certain percentage of the money. We lived out in the country, and it was a highway. When people were driving, I guess for you Americans, it would be like 50 miles an hour, or here in Canada, it would be 80 kilometers an hour. And they're driving by these things, so they don't stop. And they go by our fruit stand, and there'd be no traffic there and no reason to stop. While on our farm, we had probably 3 to 4, maybe 5 different vehicles. You know, maybe a truck to haul stuff around, a car for mom and dad, and they each had a car. So, you know, I was too young to drive. I'd be like 13 years old, whatever, but I'd bring all these cars and park them out the road, and you wouldn't see any people, but cars driving by would see 3, 4, 5 cars, right? Oh, what's going on there? Let's stop. And that's when little, I'm going to use my name in third person here, but that's when Eric the entrepreneur kind of grew some, brain power here, and that people started stopping, and all of a sudden, cha-ching, cha-ching, and I'm walking in the house with I was making bank. So same thing with these shows. More people come to watch, it brings people. It's like, what are they doing? They come over to watch. So all I can say, long story short, and a really funny, long, drawn-out story is thank you. I can't thank you enough. And it just brings more people. Tell your friends, and come on in. It's a family event here. We're always kind. That's one thing we do for sure, is make sure we spread the kindness, and we do not tolerate bad behavior. So it never happens here. Just we don't see it. Everyone, thank you so very, very much. I'm going to jump over to the outro here. So watch for our good friends. Several of our friends going to be at NAMM. Just a couple I mentioned right now. Guitar Hack is going to be there. Brian Cote is already there in Nashville. So watch for those guys. Watch for the content they're going to be putting out, and subscribe to their channels. And like Hack was saying earlier tonight, make sure you turn on notifications, because it's going to be very, very sporadic. Just as you know from myself being at NAMM last year, a junior, Winter NAMM, you go live whenever you can. So, we don't expect you to drop what you're doing, but there'll be some really cool things from those guys coming our way. So make sure you subscribe to them, watch for their notifications. Ladybug, so no hints about Friday. I cannot. I am literally sworn to not talk about it. So I can't say anything. Can't say anything at all. Not even a hint. And even Nocturnal Butterfly is actually, even Nocturnal Butterfly doesn't even really know what this is. So don't even ask her. All right, everyone, thank you so very, very much. We'll see you Friday night. And until then, cheers. Thank you.
Hey, you're still here? Eric Jr. here, reminding you to check out our full lineup of quality merch. Available right now in the Broadstash Boutique. Quality products and fast shipping. Visit broadstash.com today.
I am now on Patreon. If you enjoy my content and wish to support my channel and what I do, then please check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/evhgeartv. Your support assures the continued growth of this channel and a fun community in which to share our love for Van Halen, music gear, and much more.
My name is Eric and I'm playing Wolfgang guitar.
Video production services provided by Design 39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs. Microphones for EVH and Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones, and official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com.